prospect of a presidential library in Kaka'ako honoring President Barack Obama has spurred all sorts of talk about what that could mean for the redevelopment of the area. Wait, but not so fast. There's another city that wants to be called home to the historic landmark, and that's the Windy City of Chicago. Joining us with more now is Professor Robert Perkinson. He's the project director for the Hawaii Presidential Center, and A.J. Halagao. He's the chair of the Hawaii Presidential Inaugural Gala in January in Washington, D.C. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Professor, why don't I start off this you? So there's this huge battle or so we've been seeing between Honolulu and Chicago. Who decides where the presidential library is going to go?
It's up to the president himself. He can decide whenever he likes, however he likes. We think both cities bring advantages to the table, but Hawaii's his hometown. This would provide him a base of operations to spend more time in the islands. We've got a big visitor industry and a global outlook. It's a good place to take on big problems, and we think a site here looks outward to the world and forward to the future.
Absolutely. Obviously, Hawaii, the place where he was born and raised, but Chicago, the place where he spent much of his adult life. So how do these two cities compete for the president's attention, and what's going to happen, do you think?
We both try to put forward, presidential centers tend to have a lot of components. There's a museum, there's a library, a public policy center, a foundation. We'll each put forward a site as well as a fundraising plan and our vision for what it could be, and the president decides, and he doesn't necessarily have to decide on one city or the other. He could decide to locate some of his post-presidential infrastructure in Chicago and some here.
Okay. So but we're not getting any confirmation of any which way, right, at this point?
He's been busy running for re-election and running the country, so no, he hasn't wanted to think about it just yet.
So sometime during this term we might get word.
Yeah.
AJ, why don't I go on to you right now? Unfortunately, we don't have any artist renderings because it's the president who actually gets to decide what the library would look like. But your children actually had a school assignment and they kind of created their own presidential library drawings.
Yeah, I think there's some budding architects in our family. They're very creative, but they came up with some really nice renderings, and we're happy with it. Maybe President Obama will choose one of them. We'll see.
Yeah, I know we've got some pictures of some of the kid presidential libraries, which are really, really cute. There they are, looking at the presidential library. Yeah. Who knows what it will look like in the future? But I know that you and some of your other supporters have been raising money for this gala. Can you talk about how that would work? And the money raised actually doesn't go toward the library itself. It goes towards the proposal for the library, right?
That's right, Mahia. We're going to put together a proposal. Obviously, we'll take some money to put that proposal together. And that's why we're having this event out in Washington, D.C. We have an exciting event planned. It's going to be at the Hay Adams Hotel, and it's got stunning views of the White House, and we've got some great musicians, Amy Hanai-Lee Gilliam and Nathan Awayao, and we have an impressive group of honorary chairs, the entire congressional delegation, the governor, lieutenant governor, and all 4 mayors.
And how much money do you think that you'll need to raise to create a proposal for the presidential library?
We could probably be anywhere between $100,000 and $200,000. It's really like bidding for the Olympics or bidding for APEC, and it's going to take a lot of effort by everybody.
All right. Well, you certainly have our vote. Hopefully Hawaii gets it in the future. We'll just have to stay tuned. A.J. Halagao and Professor Perkinson, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And to see this interview again, you can head to the top video section of our website, KITV.com. It is 6:46.